Beowulf has been spiraling downward ever since he killed his captor, Ray Walters, in Emmerdale. The much-loved figure, played by Joshua Richards, spent months trapped on the farm owned by Ray and Celia Daniels, forced to survive and work in horrific surroundings. He endured various forms of abuse and even saw another captive die in his arms. In the end, Bear escaped the farmhouse, tracked Ray down, and strangled him. His son Paddy Dingle and Dylan Penders saw the fatal attack and helped place Ray's corpse in the back of Jai Sharma's car. Afterwards, they decided to hide Bear away from everyone else to ensure the dark truth stayed hidden. He later confessed the full story to a therapist and was granted bail by the police, though he continues to be tormented by guilt. After speaking with Ray's former partner, Laurel Thomas, Bear returned home and smashed a mirror, cutting his hand badly. In Friday's episode, he showed up at the hospital insisting on immediate medical care. A nurse informed him that he would be treated as soon as possible, but would have to wait. Growing restless, trainee Dr. Jacob Gallagher led him into a side room to begin tending to his wounded hand. Suddenly overwhelmed, Bear lashed out and seized Jacob from behind in a forceful grapple. Jacob fell to the floor in agony while hospital security escorted Bear into another room nearby. Paddy and his wife, Mandy Dingle, soon reached the hospital and were told that mental health specialists had been called. As they discussed what course of action to take, they realized Bear had disappeared. Later, Bear was seen walking along a dimly lit road beside passing cars. Where is he going, and is he in danger? Spoilers for next week reveal that Paddy is heartbroken after searching all night for Bear without finding him. The situation worsens further for Paddy and Dylan when D.S. Walsh arrives, following Bear's breach of bail conditions and his attack on Jacob. He risks being taken back into custody once found. Eventually, a concerned Paddy locates Bear in a fragile state beside Anya Berisha's now vacant grave and calmly convinces his father to return to the car. Although Paddy knows he must inform D.S. Walsh, he hopes to avoid Bear's immediate arrest by paying for treatment at a secure psychiatric unit. But will his strategy work? An upset Kane lashes out at Sarah in Emmerdale following a tense encounter with the police. Kane Dingle understands that Sarah Sugden has good intentions, yet he's becoming more and more frustrated that she refuses to truly hear him out. At present, Sarah and Liam Kavanagh are the only people close to Kane who are aware of his prostate cancer diagnosis. Graham Foster is also in the loop, but Kane has no intention whatsoever of taking any advice from him. Because Liam is often tied up with work, Sarah has been the one accompanying Kane to most of his hospital visits. She keeps insisting that he might feel relieved if the rest of the family were told about his illness, though Kane strongly disagrees. Last week, Sarah tried another tactic to support her grandfather by proposing they steal luxury cars. She thought it would distract Kane from his worries, and the cash from selling the vehicles could ease the financial strain at Butler's farm. A few days ago, the pair successfully took Joe Tate's DeLorean, but Kane made it clear that if he carried on stealing, Sarah would not be involved. However, events unfolded differently this week when Sarah showed up one evening and joined Kane in carrying out another scheme. They swiped an expensive car and, in tonight's episode, narrowly avoided being discovered. While sitting in the stolen vehicle, discussing how smoothly the job had gone, they quickly ducked down as a police car sped past. Sarah relished the adrenaline rush of defying the law, whereas Kane became irritated that she failed to grasp the seriousness of the danger. Sarah argued that Kane should keep up the car thefts, believing it would solve the farm's ongoing money troubles. She was convinced he would continue with the crimes, but couldn't understand why he was unwilling to let her assist. Sarah deeply cares for her grandfather and simply wants to support him, yet Kane now feels exasperated because she won't accept his repeated claims that he's coping fine on his own. If Sarah doesn't ease off, could Kane end up saying something in anger that he later regrets? Emmerdale's Jacob Gallagher comes under fire from his superior as a troubling bullying plot gets underway. Dr. Todd has made her return. The soap launched a new hard-hitting storyline tonight, showing Jacob repeatedly humiliated by his boss. In the latest episode, Dr. Todd reappeared, with Caroline Harker stepping back into the role for a plot centered on workplace intimidation and shifting power dynamics. Fans will remember that Dr. Todd first joined the show last January as a mentor for trainee medic Jacob. During the previous episode, Jacob suggested that things weren't going well at work while talking on the phone to his girlfriend, Sarah Sugden. Across tonight's installment, Dr. Todd persistently criticized Jacob, delivering harsh remarks in front of colleagues. At the start of the episode, she ordered Jacob to take charge when Laurel Thomas was admitted with a severe head wound. She quickly snapped at him, urging, "Come on, you know what you're doing." When Richard stepped in to handle the situation, Jacob looked on as Dr. Todd coldly remarked, "Got a clear view? Mind if I step in?" Later, she scolded him again, warning, "This is going to drag on all night if you don't start thinking properly. Acting like a clueless first year is unacceptable." After Jacob admitted that memories of his mother's death had unsettled him, Dr. Todd insisted he must be capable of handling anything that happens in A&E. Following a confrontation between Jacob and Bear Wolf, Dr. Todd revealed she had contacted the police and instructed Jacob to speak with them. During that conversation, she challenged him, asking why he had put himself in danger. She sharply reprimanded him, saying that for someone considered bright, he behaved foolishly, and reminded him that personal feelings must never interfere with patient care. Dr. Todd even warned that she could have him expelled from the training program and informed him he would need to provide a statement to officers. By the end of the shift, her attitude appeared to soften slightly as she told Richard and Jacob to step away for a coffee break. However, she couldn't resist one final barb before they left, remarking that she didn't want any of her students burning out, or in your case, going up in flames. Is Laurel Thomas leaving Emmerdale, and does she die after her shocking fall down the stairs? Her fate has now been confirmed. This week, viewers saw Laurel caught up in her son Arthur's violent outburst. During the confrontation, he shoved her, causing her to tumble down the stairs and hit her head. The episode ended with Laurel lying motionless on the floor, leaving fans fearing the worst and questioning whether actress Charlotte Bellamy was exiting the soap. While earlier spoilers confirmed the dramatic fall and the return of Arthur's anger issues, they did not reveal whether Laurel would survive. However, her outcome has since been disclosed. In the following episode, Laurel is rushed to hospital as Arthur desperately tries to cover up what really happened. Upcoming spoilers confirm that Laurel survives and is not leaving the show. New images show her back at home recovering, while Manpreet Sharma grows suspicious and questions her about the incident. Arthur remains terrified of being exposed, suggesting Laurel has so far kept his secret. Charlotte Bellamy has also hinted the storyline will continue, confirming she has no plans to leave Emmerdale anytime soon. Emmerdale airs on weeknights at 8 p.m. on ITV1 and is also available to stream on ITVX.